looks like the cat and mouse game between Microsoft and Sony might slowly be coming to an end, a little bit slower than most of us would have preferred, but at the end of the day, I just feel like that's something that, you know, these companies kind of wanted to feel each other out on price and stuff like that, and possibly release date. I do think that maybe the release date is a little bit more important, especially considering they both have two different SKUs, but it does look like we pretty much have a price on the PlayStation 5 anyway. It looks like it's going to be $399 for the digital, $499 for the standard, and that's in line with what everybody else was saying as well. Nobody's going to go over $499 for a console in this day and age. We all know what happened with the PlayStation 3. With that being said, Sony is announcing new features pretty much every day, and some of these features are pretty surprising and really go in line with what you would expect for a futuristic next generation console, and that makes me very happy and pleases me as a consumer, because that's what I'm looking for in a next generation to begin with. So anyway, this should be an enlightening video for everybody involved. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. You know, a lot of people ask how you can support the channel. A simple like does that. You can hit the bell so you're notified of all the content as soon as it drops. I do daily content, at least one video a day, so keep that in mind and make sure you guys check back. You know, I've kind of revamped my channel. You know, people told me they were tired of scripted videos and that kind of stuff, and people acting like they're so technically, logically advanced above them. You know, I just feel like that's something that, you know, it is realistic, and I wanted to come across as a common, everyday type gamer, and I think that that's really been appealing to a lot of people. So thank you to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. It certainly means a lot to me that you check out my videos and support the content and stuff like that. Thank you so much. With that being said, I want to get started right away into this video because there's a couple of topics that I really wanted to cover. Now, this is very important because we know that the PlayStation 5 is going to be a fantastic console, right? We know that it's going to be powerful. We know that Sony goes all out, and they even said last year that their idea for the PlayStation 5 is attracting hardcore gamers, giving them the big AAA hardcore gaming experiences that they want. And so far, that's exactly what they've been able to sort of convey with these little events and these little mini shows and stuff like that. Of course, originally they were supposed to have multiple events this year. The situation that's going on in the world right now obviously prevents that. There's, you know, no gatherings and things like that, so that means that they have to kind of convey this in different ways, and I feel like they've maybe not been able to convey it the way that they should, but at least they're making some strides and making some announcements that people are actually very interested in, which I personally like. You know, I just wish that they would actually get out there and sort of announce this stuff before before it's actually supposed to get out. You know, you can imagine, you know, going into the holidays and still not having a price or something. I don't know. It's just like, release the price, you know, give us something. But this was really very interesting because a lot of people are confused, and now it's come out two things about the PlayStation 5 that are very critical. So the PlayStation 5 is going to be able to run all PS4 games without pre-game whitelisting, according to this. This is realistically something that is very interesting as well. This is how this is going to work. You might not know what this means. I'm going to explain it. So there's been some confusion, obviously, about the past that actually can be cleared up. The PlayStation 5 can run all PlayStation 4 games without per-game whitelisting. Sony continues to test titles, but the system will not prevent you from launching untested games. So basically, that means that they're going to launch with over 4,000 plus games being able to play backwards compatible on your current console, right? Like, so those PS4 games are like over 4,000 of them. Now, they're testing them to make sure that they work, and that's a little bit of a process, right? But you're going to be able to play them regardless of whether they've gone through the testing or been approved or not. So obviously, this is really good news for PlayStation 4 owners and makes the PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility a lot more appealing, because you know you're going to be taking all your games with you, even if they're not quote-unquote tested right away. So I think that that's going to be very important. Obviously, Sony previously reported that around 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 games were being tested to work on its next generation console. It doesn't look like we're going to get PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, or PlayStation 3 games anytime soon. I mean, listen, I get it. Those were legacy consoles that everybody loved. You know, I personally, I couldn't care less, and I'm going to catch some heat for this. I couldn't care less for PS1 and PS2 games on my PS5. But I would love to get PS3 games on there. Reason being is I have a backlog of those still, and I still have discs and unopened wrappers, and the games still look pretty good. So, like, that's why I like backwards compatibility, but that would be the cutoff point for me. Even like original Xbox stuff, there's no achievements. The stuff doesn't look good. It's not formatted right for widescreen TVs for the most part. There's some obvious instances where they are, but it's just not good, and they don't look good. They don't run good, and I think that I would just rather like PS3 360 games. They still look pretty good. They have trophies and achievements. I think I prefer that sort of tactic as opposed to just throwing everything. I think if people really wanted PlayStation 1 games or whatever, they would have bought the PlayStation Classic, but nobody really did. So with that being said, I'm content with PS4 backwards compatibility. I know Sony probably views PlayStation Now as a way to do backwards compatibility with, backwards compatibility with that stuff, but that doesn't work for me. I don't have the internet for it. It's unfortunately not something that, I don't think that'll ever change. Quick kind of funny story was we were about to get upgraded internet. I was going to get gigabit internet, and I was like 250 feet too far, and since there's not a lot of people around here, it doesn't look like the person told me don't hold your breath on them ever installing anything more than what you have there. So that doesn't really bode well for me being able to do any of the stuff like streaming. I was excited because I thought I'd be able to stream and do that kind of stuff, but nah, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So it's going to be stuck with what it is, but it is what it is. I move on, and it's just one of those things where you just keep moving forward and keep going forward no matter what. So I'm going to keep doing that. So also it was revealed that the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller will receive device software updates, which I absolutely love. They've officially announced this. By the way, I'm going to link both these articles in the description below. Any kind of news stories, I link every time, 100% of the time, in the description below. I also, if it's an opinion piece, that's obviously doesn't need any kind of link to anything since it's my own opinion. If it's a leak or rumor, I will usually still link it because they cover those a lot now. But if it's something somebody told me in confidence, obviously I can't do that, and I'll tell you to take it with a grain of salt because obviously you can't just go around telling everybody who told you what, because that could get people in trouble. So anyway, the DualSense controller will get updates, and that is confirmed. PlayStation's website updated it. Always update your PlayStation 5 system and software and the wireless controller device to the latest version. Again, they've started updating everything separately. The DualSense controller will launch alongside the PlayStation 5, obviously. And it has a pretty good design to it, and it has new features including haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers, a new create button that replaces the share feature. A lot of people expect it to really sort of be one of those things where it's $59 or so. So I would fully expect that, and this is what they say. Always update it. PlayStation Family logo, DualSense. You're going to be able to update it. Now, if you don't know why you would need the firmware update your controller, these things are pretty much state of the art. Xbox was doing this already this generation, where you were allowed to update it and it would fix some issues and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it never really worked in the terms of being able to fix a lot of the issues in terms of like the dead zones and stuff like that. So hopefully, there's no problems like that with Sony's, but it did, fix some issues. Like I can remember Xbox controllers having a lot of issues this generation where they just randomly start blinking and not unsync like in the middle of a game or something. And so this is something maybe could like fix that, and you download the firmware updates to get everything to kind of run really smooth and kind of be copacetic again. So really cool stuff. What do you guys think about this? Like, I think the ability to play all your PlayStation 4 games right off the bat is huge. A lot of people weren't expecting that, so the fact that that's something that's really coming out as a feature is good. I wish they'd be a little bit more clear on that. I get their stance that they realistically don't want to talk and focus too much on the past. It's all about the future because they want everybody to upgrade, and I get that. But when you have some really, really good news, I think it's really best that you go out there and kind of let everybody know what's going on, in my opinion. And so hopefully that's something that really happens. And it is very exciting, nonetheless, that we're so close to next generation, and yet, we still haven't got a date or anything. So a little bit frustrating at the same time, but, I digress. It's interesting to see that Sony is taking these next extra steps and making things a little bit more interesting. Again, they've been kind of the talk of the town for days now. Obviously, some good, some bad, but they say there's usually no bad publicity, so I guess we'll see how that works out. I know I'm excited to pre-order a PlayStation 5, and I know you guys are too. As soon as we hear anything, I'll let you guys know. It might not even be a video dedicated to that, but I'll tell you, hey, pre-orders are open. Pre-order the PS5. Get it. It's going to be great. Don't get it before it sells out because everybody's going to want one. Anyway, regardless of that, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, learned a little something, had some fun. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to check out one of my videos. It means a lot. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. You can hit me up on Twitter at @the_Crapgamer, Xbox Live, MOH space Crapgamer, PSN just Crapgamer. You can also hit me up on, wherever. If you want to talk games, I'm always down for that. And I just hope you guys all stay safe, happy, and healthy. And thank you so much for checking out another one of my videos. It means the world to me. Have a good day. Rack 'em up and game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.